Good morning and welcome to Newcastle. Not sure who's in the chat at the minute because I'm a bit early. I said I might, didn't I? It's an imprecise science. Anyway, just in case you're watching for the first time, I'm Mark, so thank you for giving us a go. And if you already know me, thank you for coming back and I hope you've had a great week. This Jet2 holidays departure, I think, is off to Malta. There's 2 or 3 that are due out shortly, and it just about works in terms of going live. So sorry to be a bit flaky with start time today, but I did want to start early and have nothing to show. And to be fair, if I'd started at 8 o'clock, we would have had too many gaps. This should work out, hopefully, pretty good. So I'm going to go straight to the chat. Alexandra Wood, I've obviously missed by the look of that, but good morning, Alexandra, if you're catching this up later. Good morning, Alibi58. How are you doing, my friend? Hi to LW-8. How are you doing too? Hope all is good. Good morning to Sue Major. And HGC, Deborah Speller, Jamie Miller, Wayne Tennant, Liz B, and God love you, Scottish Linda, member for 11 months. Good morning to you. Morning to Mark and everyone. I'm just going to put the fireworks on actually. So remember, members, as per last night's post, members, please keep your cash in your pockets. But milestones are definitely highly celebratable. So just bear with me. 11 months, eh, Linda? Where does that go? It's unbelievably slow. This isn't loading up. So as you can see on the forecourt, we have a Dreamliner parked up front and centre. That's off to Bridgetown, Barbados, I believe, at 11:35. This is taking a long time. Right, I think I better hold on to the fireworks for the minute. I think that Jet2 departure is about to go. As you'll see, runway 25 is our active runway. Might be a change later. Hazy, fantasy, most definitely. It's a gorgeous sunny morning. I've got no coat on, which I think is the first time that's been the case live streaming in 2025. Very hazy. finished setting those fireworks up. Basically, it's the fireworks graphics are on an SD card, which takes a lot of loading up, it would seem. There we go, got it. So I better put the sound on that correct, because otherwise it'll be too noisy for you. Picture, here we go, one of them, one of them. Right, Scottish Linda, I got there in the end. They say God loves a trier. If that is indeed true, I'm hoping he loves me. So, fireworks are for Scottish Linda's fantastic support, 11 months of membership with the channel. Here we go. Good grief, Charlie Brown. Leslie Kerrison, you are just too kind to us. Somebody else has been too kind to us. Scottish Linda, too kind to us. Oh, dearie me. I'm getting all shouty. I'm sorry if I'm a bit loud on mic. Hopefully you can hear me now. In fact, confirm on sound, please, while I collect myself. So, let's get back to it, because I am hyperventilating a bit. So, good morning, Jack the Lad, Adam, and right, Scottish Linda gifting 5 memberships to Plain Sailing Aviation. These fireworks are for you, Linda. And who got? Shmuel, Supersonic 13, John Fisher, Destiny 67, and Christopher Cotton Alpha Echo. All now members of the PSA Crew Lounge, thanks to Linda's fantastic support. Good morning, Terry the Artist. I'm guessing the sun is with you today. Yep, doubling up with 09, I see. It's interesting because I think we are going to get a runway change here, which will give us the reverse ops 07, but that's probably not going to happen during the show, I think. Right, and then what's that say? The sun is really making this a squint fest. Kapat Sos 81, hello to you. Not Edinburgh today, my friend. Newcastle International. We will be back at Edinburgh on Sunday, which I think that will be reverse ops there as well. Definitely easterly winds are foretold. Right, third actually, fireworks moment of the show is another great friend of the channel, Leslie Kerrison, who has incredibly generously gifted us 10 memberships. So let's do Leslie's fireworks first. Leslie, these are for you. And let's see who got. Notami Shani, Mad Dog, Ian Zane, Rose, Ray Gorman, Eric Airbus Pilot, Helsinki Spotting, Mick T, Reginald Augustus Pufflesworth, a Chinese, Korean, Japanese person, no disrespect, I just can't read the script, but welcome aboard to all of you. Linda is also not wearing a jacket, so it just shows you the UK really is basking in it at the minute. no question about that. What's that there? There we go. First tiddler of the show. A great day for it too. Easy bye. So another Jet2 on the move. Have a look at that in a jiffy. So good morning to Wayne Tennant. It is beautiful for spotting. Stephen Marchant, good morning to you, sir. Tenerife weather disappointing, but still 20 degrees plus each day. I guess that's the thing, isn't it? You want the sun and the temps, but if it's warm, all is good, isn't it, really? I think we've got a KLM on the way out as well. It's going to come out the back of that TUI. So where were we? Wishing you a smooth and punctual, that's the important bit, flight back, Stephen. You're going to be home nice and late, aren't you? Saying that, you've still got plenty of today to go at. So no mystery where this Embraer 195 E2 is heading. Turned it round pretty quickly actually. Right, another firework moment. Special moment, and I might be out of sequence, so if I am, don't shoot me, I'll catch up. But I can see now W-8 member for 23 months. YouTube finally cooperating and giving Nell the chance to get herself up on the screen. Alibi 58, 23 months too, so I'm going to go right back up and scroll back down then, just to be sure I'm not naffing it up. Right. So, back to the chart. Good morning, Chigwell's finest. How you doing, muck up? Gary Fleming is in the show. Good morning, Gaz. Kapatsos SOS 81 sister landing in Edinburgh. That'll be Aegean, won't it, I'm going to guess. One of our favourites. Fantastic livery. Fantastic. Right, Alibi 58, superstar moderator, great friend of the channel, member for 23 months. These fireworks are for you. And we ain't done celebrating loyalty milestones yet, are we? Because now W-8's 23-month milestone is all upon us now as well. And again, superstar moderator, great long-term friend of the channel. Thank you so much. Here's your fireworks, Nell. So look at that, for a bit hazy. Short show today. We will be finished by noon. if the planes dry up a little bit sooner, we'll finish a bit sooner. Got a nice finale finish though. We've got the Dreamliner out at 11:35 if it goes on time, and the Turkmenistan government have a helicopter on its way in at around 11:35 too. That being a Sikorsky 92, is it 92A? I'm not sure. I've got my notes in front of me. Good morning, Alan T. How are you doing? I was looking into where this plane was actually going, wasn't I? Pretty slowly. I can't even see it on my flight radar, so that's a bit of a downside. Anybody know where this is going? On the conveyor belt tonight we have a telescope possibility there. I can barely see that KLM as it turns the corner. Jamie Miller, another long-term friend of the channel, also in the 23-month club. You're going to have some fireworks too, mate, Jamie, most deaf. So here we go. Easy for you, Jamie. So exciting times to come, dear members. Obviously, you know about the Tiger Moth sortie from my post the other night. Also tomorrow, won't be streaming tomorrow, we will be in the world of camera shopping, not to get into specific. So obviously you know about the plans that we have for various bits and pieces, so camera stuff moves forward tomorrow. Not necessarily buying tomorrow, but I'm going to be spending some time at the camera shop with my long list of questions. Boy, are they going to love me. Thank you, Alibi 58. That Jet2 departure that preceded this KLM was off to Lanzarote. Just didn't show for me. This does. Not that we really need flight radar for that. So British Airways should, not that one, I think I've already pushed looking at it, due out at 9:35. Are we anywhere near 9:35? We kind of are, aren't we? 9:39. But anyway. Is it transponding? I think it might be. No? Yes. Surely is. So, plane on screen, an Airbus A321 Neo, 5 years of age. Talking of all things BA, and I don't know whether folks have seen Terry the Artist post in the PSA Crew Lounge, our Facebook group, about BA retiring their A319 with the BEA retro livery on it. Heartbreaking stuff. Truly heartbreaking. Thank you, John Gilder. Well, good morning to you, John, first and foremost, but thanks for the heads up on Lanzarote as well. Why it doesn't show, or didn't show here, I don't know. So Loganair are next in, just about bang on time. They were due in at 9:40, and what is it now, 9:41? This is most definitely lawn mowing weather. I've done my front, back's not ready yet, bit short and bit too soft still. So the Emirates 777, usually our star heavy, has a bit of competition today with the TUI Dreamliner. We'll actually see them parked up more or less next to each other at the same time, which will be nice. Last I looked, the 777 was shaping for a 12 minutes past 11 arrival, so slightly early at the time of checking anyway. As you can see, wind isn't doing a lot. Last I looked, it was around 5 knots and a southeasterly. Let's see if that is still in fact true. In fact, I better refresh this, don't I? Otherwise I might be on old weather. Yeah, it looks southeasterly to me. You can see it is strengthening a bit, but not in runway change territory yet. That will come later today, just not yet. Right, we'll leave British Airways to find their way to the door. I love watching the Loganair ERJ 145 deboard. It's one of my guilty Newcastle Airport pleasures. The plane's so low slung, isn't it? You get such a good close up. Sorry, John Gilder, I missed your exit. Offer coffee and cakes. I can't compete with that, can I? Coffee and cakes. Oh, that's weird, alibi. No Loganair emoji. I thought we had the Scotland's finest one on the list. What on earth would have seen that drop off? Oh, folks, really sorry about that. See if I can see it on my sheet. You see, I've still got Scotland's finest. I've not got the tail, I've just got Scotland's finest. Ah, Nell and HTC helping me out there. Good morning, Mac and Mac. Should be quite good for overflies today. Haze is going to be what it is, and the sun's pretty fierce where it is, but to be fair, it's a nice blue sky. You had me going there, Alibi 58. I do have form, don't I, for sometimes failing to reinstate stuff, but that wasn't one of the ones I was tinkering with, and I thought, geez, if I've messed that up, what else have I messed up? We do have a new emoji for today for the CityJet arrival. I don't know whether folks have seen that. I don't know how well it works in the chat actually. Let's see. Can't even see where it is. There we go. So CityJet is the debut for today. Nell's on it too. Tell you what, you are super speedy, Nell. Super speedy. Let's see if many are getting off. So this is the inbound from Southampton. So British Airways are, or sounds like, should I say, good to go. Good morning, SC Aviation. How's tricks? Thank you, Nell. That's kind to say. Experimental emoji. So Jamie Miller will be flying on an Embraer 145 a week on Monday, Edinburgh to Southampton. Take some pictures, Jamie. Take some pictures. Loganair is definitely an airline that I would like to try. Every time I've looked at them, I always kind of feel their businessman type prices, fairly or otherwise. In fact, Jamie's going to Southampton for a work conference, kind of stands that one up, if I may venture. Or what I think on team, gentle plea on likes as well, get the likes on the board nice and early. It's going to be a very short show relative to what we would normally do, but we're pretty much in the fag end of the winter timetable, aren't we? So things should start to bulk out a little bit more everywhere, shouldn't, you know, not just Newcastle. And the good news is, all the little midges are out. Good morning, senseless dusts, trains and planes. KC2 Voyager off the coast. I've been watching it for the last hour before going live anyway. Just intrigued as to whether it had come anywhere near us. It wasn't at the time flying pretty loops, it was on a route, but I don't know if it now is on the loops. Good morning, T-Mac. Yeah, Jamie, it's case in point, isn't it? When I've been thinking about different things for the channel in the past, thinking, oh, it'd be really good to be able to, if there's a flight involved, do it with Loganair. And then you get into the mathematics of it and you think, maybe it's not this time, maybe it's another time. I think the one that was always tempting me the most was Bergen in Norway, but anyway, still a bit pricey. I'll tell you what, Keith Cornell, that is a pricey Tunnux wafer. £700 return for two. Saying that, you go to Southampton from Edinburgh on the train and think about how long that's going to take you, and it'll still be in the hundreds. So I don't know, I think Loganair's marketing team are pretty switched to the market. Well, I was saying that I'm not in a coat. I've still got two fleeces on and some Under Armour, but I can see me down to the Under Armour. At this rate of knots, it's a pretty nice day. So, going to senseless dust, trains and planes question. Do I think they'll swap? Yes, definitely do. Do I think that's going to happen during the show? I think that's up for grabs. The wind is moving, but we're not quite, I don't know, it's around 5 knots, isn't it? So I guess it's pretty much in ATC discretion, but at the minute I'm not feeling it. I think we'll probably finish the show as we are. If there is a change, it'll be right at the back end. There you go, you heard it here first. Good morning, Mohawk, Scotland. How you doing, Graham? Eee, these bugs are pursuing me. It must be my aftershave. A bit of the old high karate. Factual correction, I don't actually have high karate. I know I'm pretty naff, but you know. So it looks to me that we've got Jet2.com, the 737 off to Dalaman. That was due at 9:15, so it's not that late. It is transponding. I'm pretty sure it is that aircraft. Can't see the reg from here. I think if I caught the back end of that, he's just asked for permission to taxi. Let us see. Excellent, Mohawk, Scotland, excellent. Not sure what the weather prospects are, so you're probably as well to get in good and early while you can. It's almost certainly going to be the mound, but as always, just check where we've set up before you come out. But based on today's forecast, the mound it is, which I quite like the alternate weeks between the mound and Almond Bank. It definitely freshens it up, giving you those different perspectives. Look at the wobble on those wings. It's like one of the tyres is flat. Or the tarmac's a little bit uneven. So Air France with their Embraer I think it's a 190 that's due in today. They're expected in around 10 minutes. Last I looked, they were shaping for a 10:05 arrival. Let's pull the full length of the tower into the shot. So we did have a TUI departure to Lanzarote that I think was due out around 9:30, but that's been pushed, last I looked, to 11 o'clock. So it'll still fall within the broadcasting envelope of the show, but not when it should. Bit of a bummer if you were all excited about getting yourself to Lanzarote before lunch. It'll be something like around 4 hours flight or thereabouts. I love that feeling. I don't know what folks in the show think, but when I'm travelling abroad for a pool and sunshine type holiday, I love arriving just about on the sort of start of the lunch window. Love it. Chuck the bags in, get yourself down to the bar, quick live nut and something with chips. Ain't done that for a bit. Good morning, Maverick79. How you doing, Paul? And Mickey9 NUFC. You must be a happy chappy. You must be happy. I was happy for you guys on my way home from Edinburgh on Sunday. Listened to most of the game on 5 Live. And whereas you never rule out the prospect of a travesty, do you? Newcastle sounded clearly the better team. Not that you always win by being clearly the better team. But no, they've done the business. Closed it out. Broke the hoodoo. Conversely, Leicester City are still working on setting new records for their hoodoo. Probably working on how to get to the end of the season without scoring any goals. Ooh, Mickey, I've just seen the extra line. So you're going to be working here from Monday as a ramp agent. Very nice, very cool. All my very best to you. Right, where we go. Hopefully it's going to be a busy summer season here at Newcastle. Edinburgh's taking shape nicely. Saying that, I'm hoping that Glasgow also perks up. Good morning, AJ. How you doing, pal? Wayne Tennant is looking at the same skies I am down the road at Bishop Auckland. It looks good whichever way you look. No chance of rain in this show. You heard it here first. Right. Air France, our next action, or certainly next inbound action, departed Paris Charles de Gaulle Airport just over an hour ago. Today's plane is that 190, Embraer 190 standard that I was talking about. Registered Foxtrot Hotel Bravo Lima Zulu, 13 years of age. Currently, where is it? Just about to see in the brightness of my screen. It is just to the southwest of South Shields. South Shields. Tongue twisting my way out of that one. So they'll be with us in small minutes. Let's go nosy. So fingers crossed this goes out the door as advertised, 11:35. Should be a great finale with the Turkmenistan government helicopter on its way out as well. So if we just take a drive down, nothing at gate 5, Ryanair at gate 4. Not sure if I know where they're going or even if they feature in today's show. Let's have a quick look. Sam Thurlaway, good morning to you. 2 typhoons flying overhead. So they're flying over you, Sam. I can't see them on flight radar. I wonder if I'll see them on ADSB. I see a load of birds. I don't think that's what we're talking about, is it? I can see them in the glare now. Oh, I can. That's all I can see. Magnificent. Anyway, I'll stay alert. In fact, I'll get ADSB up just in case, because if we got an overfly, they'll be in and out before me, before I know it. Air France just cleared to land. They are still pretty high on final approach. I can see the typhoons on ADSB heading out back to sea. Yeah, exactly what Mickey says. To be fair, they seldom turn up where I am. Should be taking it personal. But I don't know, where are we? We've got about 2 hours of stream time left. Anything can happen. So the inbound Air France arrival is just passing Cramlington as we speak. In fact, it's not. Ignore that. It's a Jet2 Holidays A321 doing training flights. That is in fact your next arrival, inbound from Prestwick. Good morning, Lowlander. Exactly what you've called it. Alibi's got the emojis going. We're set and ready. So 2 on finals. Air France are pretty much lining up now. So the Jet2 holidays A321, we've seen that in recent weeks, in and out as part of their training ramp up. It was here when I was setting up earlier actually. Of course Prestwick's not far, so we'll just lay and wait for the minute. Right, there she is. See if I can get it. I think I'm going to have to get a tram cam on a pole so it can kind of peer over the hedge behind me, and then I can feed in the tram every time you hear it on audio. Tram cam, that'll be a first for an aviation channel. So this one not stopping, it's just going to go, well it will stop, but at the far end of the taxiway. It's not docking. See if we get a wave. Because I missed a wave the other week, didn't I? Good morning, John Kenneth Williams. How are you doing, my friend? Siobhan Everett, hi to you. I hope you're feeling better. Ah, you're enjoying the sunshine. Very nice. Sam Thurlaway, I see you've seen your update. Emirates 54 minutes away. Roger that. Quite hard to get a clean focus all of a sudden. I'm pretty relieved I put sun cream on today. I had sun cream on Sunday at Edinburgh. I'm not really sure it was that necessary, but trust me, today it's sorely needed. So good morning to anybody that has recently joined the show. Welcome to Plain Sailing Aviation, Thursday show from Newcastle International Airport. Great to have you with us. As always, that humble and gentle plea on likes. Please do give us an early like, just to give us a bit of a boost with YouTube. Goes a long, long way. Hope you're doing well anyway. Friday's almost in touching distance. John Kenneth is hungover. Still hungover. Self-inflicted though, John, so you can't expect any sympathy. So, checking out some emoji action, a bit of the old ooh la la from LW-8 and HTC as we welcome in this Air France hop arrival. So temperature wise, for all that sunshine, and it does feel strong, according to the Met Office at the minute it's around 7 degrees. Well, you have to believe it. No, actually I don't believe it. I think it feels a lot warmer than that. Has spring sprung? According to the Met forecast, it should now pivot between southwest and southeasterly within the next, well, half an hour, I guess. I think the only thing that counts against the change at the moment is that rather flaccid windsock. But of course, they'll be thinking ahead to how that impacts on the routing of all the other inbounds. Best to make the switch when it's at a more suitable time. I think the sock, Nell, is on Sunday hours. It's just taking it easy. Yeah, stuff's still going up the belt. No jet bridge on the TUI Dreamliner, reflecting the fact they need that for the Emirates 777, as they'll both be in at the same time. Scottish Linda, I'm definitely not going to be flying it, and there's an extra twist to it all which I'm going to be suitably cryptic about. So we hope to do that as advertised to members, and we're also looking at the next challenge event as well, which I'm hoping we'll do in June. Anyway, hold that thought, we might do the big reveal on that one on the members social. We've got the members Easter online social. That's on the 13th of April, and we'll probably use that as the moment to rip open the envelope and tell you what we're doing next as well. Good morning, Jonathan McD. How are you doing? Do you know the worst thing about it? If somebody said it would cost £500 to do a wing walk, and I've got no clue what you have to pay for that kind of madness, right? It would fear me that you lot would somehow pony up the 500 quid. So for the avoidance of doubt, I'd have to be tranked out to do that. So there is no challenge that involves wing walking or being strapped externally to any part of an aircraft. Bloody hell. Got me cussing now thinking about it. I think we've all got our excitement thresholds, haven't we? And I'm telling you now, I don't think I'd last. What's that? Is that a little tiddler coming? You can't telescope me for these team because it's almost impossible to see. Is he going to do bumps anyway? No, he's not. I can almost sense Gary Fleming reaching for that telescope emoji. Yeah, no, I used 500 as a suitably prohibitive amount of money, but if it was 100 quid, I just had to get an excuse note from my mum or something. Mark ain't got the guts for it, that kind of thing. HGC, yes, this is what I'm talking about. I don't feel I could throw that one out there because I'll be having to eat it. Couldn't do it. Hats off to anyone that fancies that kind of bonkers stuff. I thought you were my friends. I can hear somebody starting up. Or moving more accurately. What do we think? That one. BA pushed and turned. It was 90 degrees to the current position last time I saw it. Not paying enough attention. Mickey 9 NUFC has sighted the CityJet that is inbound. It's a CRJ 1000 operating for Lufthansa. I did wonder if it was the one that I flew on. Hotel India, and I couldn't remember the last letter for me. Today's one is Hotel India Alpha. I wish I'd checked that fact out before I set out. Well done, Alibi. Tea is definitely the best drink of the day. No, you won't make me do it, LW. And you're right, Scottish Linda. You can't put a price on that kind of terror. You might as well dare me to go plane spotting in Baghdad or somewhere. I think if I had to choose, it might be that. Although thinking about it, no, it'd have to be the wing walk, wouldn't it? There's got to be way worse things that could happen to you. A long way from home. Oh no, I wish we'd stayed well away from wing walking. I turned 60 this year. I'm quite fond of the idea of turning 61. Very attached to the idea. Is this the flight, Wayne, that your friend Sandra's on? If it is, bon voyage, Sandra. Oops, I clicked on the wrong thing there. off to sunny old Gran Canaria. Right, BA on the move, BA Baracus. Good morning, Sam. Chipaz 1990. How you doing? No, Scottish Linda. Mark's not up for it. Let's put that one filed away under a never event. I'll be honest with you. If you remember how it goes, it's Tiger Moth, Microlight. I am doing that. See, I've kind of leaked my own news already. This is why MI5 didn't want me. And I think batting at 3 was that fourth bridge caper that Rab H had conjured up, which I must admit worries me the most. So that's not a slam dunk yet. I need to think about that one with a bit more clarity. I don't want to end up being rescued off the bridge or something. Right, I'll stay with this for the minute. BA's livery does look rather tired, doesn't it? But on a sunny day and a clean plane, it's pretty reasonable. Oh, another push and turn. I think my scanner must have gone flat. I forgot to put it on charge. Have a look. It has. Well, it was a good while it lasted. So it looks like we got 1, 2, 3 departures pretty much on the spin. CityJet will be in somewhere in that sequence. Ian Nicholson, you are such a sport, my friend, but first and foremost, good morning to you. And that went to Christopher Illingworth. Welcome aboard, Christopher Illingworth. Well, what can we say? So, why's my pen stopped? Ian Nicholson, these are for you, my friend. Awesome support. Oops, telescope alert. So this will be Jet2 off to Gran Canaria. Perhaps they got round quick. Bit of a wait for British Airways to take up their position, so we're going to stay with Scotland's finest. What a treat that is. Jamie Miller's ride from Edinburgh to Southampton next week. Good morning, Tony McCall. How are you keeping, my friend? Hang on, am I in the wrong? Ignore the last. I'm just going to check I'm in the right stream. I know it sounds daft. My tablet has literally reset everything. No, I'm in the right one. Thank Crunchy for that. Literally everything on the screen died. Ian Nicholson, you're at it again, my friend. You rascal. We love you for it. Oh my lord. Telescope. I can't believe it. Ah! I'll take that one on the chin. I was dealing with a technical issue, but I should have seen that. Jiffy's sake. No excuse. Right, I'm not doubling down on telescopes. I think that's number 3, or is it 4 for the year? I'll call it 4, because if it doesn't count as 1, it should count as 2. Jamie, you are so right. Alibi, I'm taking it on the chin. I was heavily distracted, but I still should have seen that. Literally everything just went off a tablet. Look at the sky. Always look at the sky before you look at the kit. Oh dear. Sam third away with the update. Emirates triple, 33 minutes away. Still making time then. Yeah, I think that would have been a better looking CRJ 1000 if I'd actually filmed it landing rather than just rolling out. Looks like the Dreamliner make ready is, well, it's all on. Over to you folks. Mohawk, you did, mate. It was a slam dunk. I couldn't even refer it to the VAR. I'd have got biffed for it. And it's one with a new emoji as well. Although at least we'll get to see it go. If I'm lucky, if I'm absolutely lucky, they'll switch the runways by the time it goes. No alibi. I'm not doing a wind walk. Oh dear. We should never mention my fear. Mohawk Scotland, you are such a mate. Thank you so much for your cheeky super chat to celebrate the telescope. These fireworks for you, Graham. Let's have a look, see who got. Going back up, I'm not sure if I did the second of the gifty memberships from Ian Nicholson. That went to Neil J. In fact, I'm going to put up an extra burst of fireworks for that because I can't remember whether I did them or not. So Ian Nicholson, just in case, these are for you. That telescope moment has wobbled my equilibrium. haze there. It's some good haze. So plane on screen is off to Stavanger. Welcome back, KC. And Ian Nicholson's dropped us another gifted membership. Unbelievable stuff. Thank you so much. And who got that? Martin Reed. Welcome aboard, Martin Reed. Nearly called you Mark Reed. Right. Let's do the... No, let's not do the fireworks yet. Or shall we? Yeah, I can do it. Ian Nicholson, these are for you. And we're rolling. This will go up nice and smart. Let him go. Tricky to chase. Jet2 Holidays on the way out with their training flight back to Prestwick. In and out of Prestwick, I think, most of the day. Sam Thurlaway, 11:35 is the Dreamliner. Although, what do I think? I reckon it'll probably go a little bit later than that. Not because I've got any intel to that effect, but I don't think I've seen a Dreamliner go on time yet from Newcastle. And that's not a criticism, it's just when I turn up, that's what I tend to see. That windsock is teasing. Seems to be going everywhere at the minute. Still not showing enough easterly. Right, we've got. Oh, I thought we got something on finals, but it looks like a giant crow on closer inspection. So we haven't got something on finals. don't think we see that again during the show, to be honest. I think that's the last of the Jet2 training flights for today, for us. Now W-8 and HTC waving it off with a flash of solar colour. Looks like we've got a runway check on the go. It's either that or a bird scare. The scanner's flat, so I can't be sure. That feels like a bird scare about to happen, doesn't it? We can start doing some donuts. So what's happening at the Dreamliner? Still lots of high vis on the stairs. Are they going in there and coming out there? No, the door's closed. Unbelievable. That might be another reason why I am suspecting they might be slightly later than earlier. Good morning, Michelle Johnson. How are you keeping, Michelle? So, Mickey 9 NUFC says next in is a KLM that Mickey has just had eyes on. So let's have a look. Roger that. So the inbound KLM is an Embraer E190 standard. Departed Amsterdam Schiphol just shy of an hour ago. That's going to be the next one where we get to see land. That's a federal sounding kind of sound. Let's just draw the... Too fast for me. Can you get a telescope for missing a police car? Must be urgent. He's proper wanged it down there. Ooh, I feel your pain, Michelle. I did better last night. I had a couple of shockers Monday and Tuesday. Last night, it was just like, oh, out for the count. Just shows you, eventually, if you're lucky, you get like a totting up benefit when you get a reasonable bit of sleep deprivation. That's the theory. I think we all know in the show it don't always work like that. But that's what you have to tell yourself. Oh, right, Ian Finley. In fact, Ian, good morning to you, sir, first and foremost. So we could still get the Jet2 training flight back before we go off air. That would be really cool. For some reason, I thought we weren't getting any of that. So, our inbound KLM is just crossing the coast now at South Shields before it arcs round to the left to line itself up for final approach. Definitely not looking like any prospect of a runway change. I think we are as we are. I think not for the first time. The Met Office need to raise their game. Although, perhaps they'll be right before we go off air. Perhaps I'm being unduly harsh. I don't think you need an ambulance, Alibi 58. If you come away from that wing, I think you're done. I don't think they fit you with parachutes throughout, do they? I suppose if they did, they'd have to show you how to use it. We'll have a quick water break. Good morning and welcome to anybody that has joined the show since we last did a round of good mornings. Thank you for joining us at Newcastle International Airport. I'm Mark, if you didn't know that already, your host through till 12 o'clock. Still got some pearls of action coming our way. We've got the Emirates 777 due out just after the top of the hour, so we ain't that far away, within the next half an hour or so. The plane that is going to be on camera in a jiffy, the TUI Dreamliner, is off to Bridgetown, Barbados at 11:35, and we also have, as a change of pace, a Turkmenistan government helicopter in at 11:35. I think they're collecting a delegation. I think, if I remember correctly, they were in town on Tuesday, so I'm assuming this is to come and collect them and take them back to Stansted. Of course, with delegations and all this malarkey, they probably keep to their own times, so although it was listed on flight radar, could be earlier, could be later. I'll tell you what, Alibi 58, that is an interesting thing you pose, isn't it? Can you imagine actually on the wing of a plane attempting to give some kind of commentary? You probably have to have that, I can't think of what it's called now, you know, the thing that Elon Musk owns, Skylink or Starlink or something a bit like that. But even that's not tempting enough. All you'd hear is, ah! Well, I can't open my eyes. Actually, that sounds very likely. To be fair, the Tiger Moth flight next month should give us some good shots, because the aircraft, if you remember, is fitted with GoPro mounts on the wing. So we are taking the GoPro, so you'll get everything that does for us. So Eddie will have the camera on the takeoff and landing, but the in-flight as well, we will have footage. So that'll be great, and that will just go straight up. I think I've mentioned this before, we're not going to edit it, we're just going to stick it straight up, members only, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. Be nice if it was a day like today. Right, I can see somebody on finals. You'd like to think that was KLM, wouldn't you? Yeah, the Flying Dutchman don't hang around. So, as I've chalked up a telescope, which we're going to call telescope 4. Not sure if I had a 3, but it deserves to count twice. So. There we go. Those Pratt & Whitney engines looking like big bazookas. Where's it going? Gonna peel left or right? My money says right. Shame I hadn't got a bet running. Okay, that's that one done and dusted. It's kind of ironic, we've got beautiful blue skies, yet the opportunities to pick up overflies just don't seem to have fallen our way. Leastwise, not yet. Although, I would have thought we'd get to see the... Oh no, I'm thinking it'd be runway 5, won't it, for Glasgow? So perhaps I've routed the plane differently, but the Glasgow bound A380. Sometimes we get a sniff of that one. Good morning to Alan Lee. How are you doing, Alan? Ooh. Ian Finley, you have piqued my interest. Definitely. That will be very cool. 16,000 feet. Tasty enough. Shame it's US Air Force, because the idea it might pop through and do a low pass or a touch and go would have definitely been something to wish for, but eyes on will do. Good God, Eddie Jordan has passed away. I knew he wasn't well, as in seriously not well. I did not know he passed. Rest in peace. Thanks for sharing that, Chipaz. Michelle, that windsock needs a refurb. Look at that. It's like me at 5 in the morning in severe need of tea. I'll tell you what, as an aside, and don't mock me too much for saying this, but on the way here I lost count of the number of folks I saw going in the opposite direction, drinking what I can only assume are energy drinks, you know, like, I don't know, Red Bull. There's another one, Monster. There's probably loads of them. And I was thinking, geez, who fancies that at, what time would that have been? About 8 o'clock. I know you've got to do what you've got to do to get your motor running and all that, but when did a pot of tea or a good strong coffee not do it? Anyway, the heart wants what it wants. Right, so let's get on 767 watch. Good morning, Jim 33. Hope the week's been good to you. Could well be now. Oh, tiddler alert. A bit of a backtrack and a hop, skip and a jump, and this will be up in the air. Air France have pushed and turned, so that looks odds on to be your next jet powered departure. See, the windsock at the far end definitely seems to be, a little bit more energetic. Ah, in Carabao, don't laugh again, isn't that an energy drink? I always think of Carabao as caravan, the caravan cup. Nice to win though. I think it was always better though, was it not, when it was the League Cup? Here we go, we're rocking and rolling. A little bit of drift and lift. Or lift and drift. Where's Air France? Turn this one round pretty quickly as well. Ah, Mickey 9 NUFC has eyes on with the 777. Roger that, Mickey. So if you like your 777s, you're in luck because you're getting one. And we'll wait about there for the plane to come out those wretched bushes. Chippaz, I have this idea that all of these energy drinks are rank to some extent. Probably should have to have a can of Red Bull or something after a telescope or something, just as some kind of basic level forfeit. Oh, and you never know, I might like it. It just don't appeal. Just like my caffeine out of a teapot or a coffee. It's just as well we're finishing at noon because the tarmac is just going to keep heating up, isn't it? Haze is only going to increase. Wayne Tennant updating the chat. Emirates over Bishop Auckland. Ian Finley says the Turkmenistan S92 just past Birmingham. Ooh, slipped a little bit of time. We're staying for it, so don't worry, you'll not miss it. It probably increases the chance of it coming in on runway 07, in which case we'd get a closer look at it as it swoops in over my left shoulder. Equally, they might be able to rustle up 10 or 15 minutes on the way in, but I don't think the choppers make the time up in quite the same way, do they? Yeah, I think, Ian, the shot was never on for me with the 767, sadly. That is a shame though. I'm the same as you now. Cola is as energy orientated, I think. Lucozade, possibly. Don't know if you have Lucozade in Belgium. I suspect they're just full of sugar, and that's where the energy comes from. Right. Time to say au revoir to our French friends as they wend their way back to Paris Charles de Gaulle. Eventually. Still don't think that Dreamliner is going out at 11:35. The cleaners, etc., are all on board still, as far as I can tell. They certainly haven't started boarding the plane, so just don't see them pushing back at 11:35. I've got a feeling that'll be close to 12 o'clock. Thank you, Chippaz. 11:45 for the Dreamliner. I suppose that is doable. It's easier to set the clock running when you start seeing passengers actually boarding. Good morning, Tony Cage. It is a great day to be out watching the planes. I was saying earlier on in the show, it's the first time this year that I've not had a jacket on. I've still got a couple of fleeces and some Under Armour. Not quite thrown all in yet with working on the tan, but I have got a bit of sun cream on, just as well really. Probably needed a bit more. Good morning, Political Bias. How you doing, PB? No, I didn't catch the military drone earlier. What time did it come through? Oh man, that would have been nice. I mean, they don't make a lot of noise, do they? But I was here from about 8 o'clock. So I bet that was a chance I could have had, although pretty sure it would have been high in the sky. I don't know if folks saw that balloon that was slowly working its way through the UK. I think it originated in Austria When I last looked, it was somewhere in North Yorkshire, Durham, heading northwards-ish. Track number 2 worldwide, doing a nice even 5,000 feet. Found myself wondering whose that was. It just looked like one of those lanterns, Chinese lanterns really, but I know it'll be more sophisticated than that. Right, that must be the Emirates triple I can see. So, all is good. 777 inbound. And so much mistaken, which I ain't. So our 777 departed Dubai 7 hours, 14 minutes ago and counting. Today's aircraft, Alpha 6 Echo Papa Tango, 8 years of age, entering service in September 2016. That's going to be your next action. It's going to be great to see it right next to the Dreamliner. We've seen that here before, of course, but might have to go fishing. There you go. I'm in awe. I love watching this plane. Right, PB, catching up on the drone. There's been a lot of military stuff cooking recently, hasn't there, with the exercises that have been on the go. Right, somebody else is on final approach. British Airways, I'm going to guess. If it is, they're a bit early. Due in at 11:30, but hey ho, it is British Airways, an A320-200 inbound from Heathrow. We'll cut to that in a jiff. Even the windsock wants to turn around and have a look at it. That's just me firing a single snap off with those two tail fins adjacent to each other. Frivolous moment from me. Alright, British Airways is still high in the sky, but that's changing quite rapidly. Just under 1,000 feet and declining. So we'll go to that in a jiffy. I did try and get away with some, but I don't think I got. I'm with you, Sam. Chipaz 1990. Definitely prefer the newer livery if you're going to offer me a choice of the Emirates. It's a total favourite of mine since I've seen it firsthand. So no, it's Michelle, that is the original that you see on the screen. We've seen the new Emirates livery on a 777 here actually, some weeks if not months ago. I don't think it's been back since, but when we had the Emirates A350 at Edinburgh in daylight hours a few weeks back, that was in the new livery. It's interesting with all the news about British Airways retiring their A319 in the BEA livery. December, I think, is the talk on that, part of a batch of 319s that are being retired. Whether they'll market the opportunity to fly, you know, that one more time type thing, or whether they'll do something a little bit along the lines of the Jet2 did with their 757s when they retired them. Watch this space, I guess. I don't think BA have a lot of form for that kind of sentimental stuff, do they? Right, let me jump back to the chart. Yeah, you're right, Tony McCall. It was, and I know when we streamed from Madrid last April that I think we had the notion then that it was not coming back, although I understand that was there for a maintenance service, but I'm not convinced BA thought they were going to bring it back into the line. Back to the balloon. Is that where it ended up, Chipaz? East Fortune? Must have been its intended destination. It's a bit too random, isn't it? East Fortune as against anywhere else. It was tracking inland last I looked, as in like northwesterly. 2 more likes for 100, says Alibi. Folks, it'd be fantastic if we could get there. I don't think we've hit 100 concurrent viewers all stream though, so it probably is going to be a tight one. But let's see. If you're in the show and you've yet to hit the like, goes a long way. Ooh. Is that right, Chipaz? The Maersk Cargo 767 1349. What, Newcastle? Don't think I'm going to be able to crack that case, but I'll phone up Mrs. PSA. We're not stream it, we haven't got the continuity of action to do that, but I'd film it if I can. If I can't, it's just one of those things. Yeah, I see it. Look at me. Oh, forgive the profanity. 100 likes up, says HGC and Michelle. Yeah, I've just seen it, Chipaz. It weren't there this morning, but I'm intrigued. Right, quick burst of fireworks for 100 likes. Here we go. Right, that looks like a chewy tail fin pushing back. I think that's almost certainly the much delayed Lanzarote departure. Can't see it transponding, so let's hit refresh. Yeah, I still can't. Anyway, it's a chewy. Kind of looks like a baby chewy, doesn't it? Well, relatively it is, of course. No, that would be a trailblazer LW if the Koreans decided to surprise us with an impromptu appearance at Newcastle. thank you Alibi58, a very timely reminder to any of our new, or for that matter existing members, that we do have a Facebook group for members. The PSA Crew Lounge comes as part of the membership package, so all you need to do if you're not already in the group is just send that friend request to the link that Alibi has put in the chat. Simples. And then I'll just do the honours when I get back to PSA HQ. Alright, we've got an EasyJet inbound from Amsterdam. I see that is just about crossing North Shields at the minute, so 7 minutes out according to flight radar. And just give you some indication of the form on the Dreamliner. We're boarding, but though interestingly only at the front. You'd think they'd want to bring them on both ends. Maybe they yet will. Good morning, or should I say, no, it is still good morning. The doubt was there for a minute to our friend Hans Olaf Mork. Leica number 109. Thanks, Hans Olaf. Hope you're keeping well. And Shmuel is in the show as well. Shmuel getting a gifted membership earlier on. Welcome aboard, my friend. Hope you caught the bit about the Facebook group. I don't know if you do Facebook, but Alibi's got the link in the chat, so it's one to consider. Great community on there too. I can't be sure, Shmuel, off the top of my head, because Leslie Kerrison gifted us 10 memberships, Scottish Linda gifted us 5, Ian Nicholson gifted us 3, Mohawk Scotland, Super Chat wasn't in Mohawk. Anyway, I can't remember which names went with which. I don't think you were one from Ian Nicholson, but I always put a post out anyway. Oh, here we go. CityJet on its way back to Frankfurt, but I will put out a members post with who got what from whom. We have some fantastic friends in our corner, we really do. Yeah, they're boarding the back of that Dreamliner. And there will be, once they've extracted the last of the servicing team. Yeah, you'd think, Shmuel, it would say that, and that's why I do what I do with the community posts, so that you definitely know. I thought you got a notification email, and at one time I thought it told you who the benefactor was, but YouTube do what YouTube do, don't they? So we'll definitely make that connection, so you'll be able to know for certainty. Looks like we've got a Ryanair boarding up as well. Right, there might be a bit of rustling, and it might sound slightly more distant than usual, but I have got to get rid of a layer. I'm cooking a officially cooking, not cooking with gas, just boiling up under this. So let's just pop that there, the earpiece off. Well, that's better. Right. Yeah, sounds okay to me. Let me know if it doesn't sound right to you. Scottish Linda, it will be lovely to see you down at the Mount. Just want some decent weather, don't we? The viewing log is still there. Right. Having broken out of that fleece, let's get back to the planes. So EasyJet from Amsterdam should be the next plane in. So it is. Okay, CityJet, CityJet, where did that come from? CityJet, just nosing out for the centre line. Yeah, Scottish Linda, that is the danger log. It's the one that you could just roll off, trip over. Definitely that. I always roll it off the mound when I'm there because I think I'm going to trip over it or something, and it always seems to find its way back up. Right, KLM have bolted the stable on their way back out. That was quite a quick turnaround. Where are we? 11:28. So we think we may have Jet2 Holidays A321 training flight back, if memory serves me from the chat. I think 11:45 for the Dreamliner sounds slightly optimistic. Still boarding. But we shall see. Although back to the Dreamliner, it does rather look, in fact let's have a pivot now. Front boarding looks like it might be done. Well, there you go, the last stragglers. Thank you Tony Cage for confirming on sound. Hello Nick Gray, Thursday show indeed. How's tricks? Good morning Paul Redden. Right, I think our Flying Dutchman is just about ready, just rounding the hairpin. So good afternoon, good morning, depends where you're watching I guess. Certainly still in the back end of the morning for us in the UK, here at Newcastle International Airport. I'm Mark, your host at Newcastle International Airport. Kind of is what it says on the tin. So live till just after 12 or 12 on the dot. We think we're going to finish with a Turkmenistan government helicopter. A Skigorsky, I just got to say that right, did I? S92 that is due in to collect a delegation. And we've got a Dreamliner departure still on the books. I'm not surprised you're jet lagged, Nick Gray. How far is it from Phoenix to Boston? Saw your post on rather enjoyed it too, on Twitter, X, or quit X. Okay, so that Jet2 A321 from Prestwick on the roll due 12:10. Right, in which case odds are almost certainly going to be that will be the final plane of the show. I think it's just going to all fall into place in quite a quick window actually. Where are we now? 11:33. Let's just hope we're not left empty-handed with action. That's the only thing that worries me. We're not going to leave this Dreamliner behind though, no question. So Ryanair are due to go Tenerife with, I believe, this aircraft due to push pretty much imminently. EasyJet to the right hand side, returning to Amsterdam 12 o'clock. So we'll have to get cracking. People still streaming off the aircraft. Chipaz says we've got a NATO 330 in tomorrow morning. It would have been nice to have seen that one. I've seen it here before, but energy's on something else tomorrow, which is partly why we've switched to a Thursday. It seemed to offer the best blend of scheduled activity, but we've also got some more strategic stuff going off in the background in terms of camera upgrades. So a chunk of time tomorrow is going into that. And then back to Edinburgh on Sunday. Let's have a look over. Yeah, definitely finished at the front. I think they've finished at the back. Steps are coming off. So by my reading of the list, we'll see Ryanair, EasyJet, both departing. The Dreamliner that is on shot. And have a look. That TUI Lanzarote flight. I mean, they must be getting hot on there. It's amazing how warm it gets on a plane when everything's switched off. In terms of arrivals, flipping the coin, our inbound Jet2 from Prestwick, 12:07. And what else have we got? Boom, 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 boom. Oh, our helicopter is now looking like 12:28. So I think we'll finish with the Dreamliner. I'll film the helicopter, and that one will go as a members first clip. Might be members exclusive actually. In fact, let's call it members exclusive. We'll do it that way around. So I don't see the point in extending through to 12:30. I don't think the action is going to be compelling enough. In fact, in some ways, that kind of simplifies things quite a lot. Right, so I don't think plane on shot is going anywhere during our show. I really feel for everybody involved there. Steps are off the Dreamliner, at least the back ones. So let's watch the front of house. They finished deboarding the EasyJet 320 from Amsterdam, so as long as people start streaming up the steps pretty quickly, that should be out by 12. Can't wait, Chipaz. Cannot wait for the summer season. It's been quite a challenging winter timetable, particularly at Newcastle. Edinburgh's fared better. But let's be honest, Edinburgh, once all the transatlantic stuff kicks in, it's just going to be exceptional. It was a good year last year, so with American Airlines joining the fray and additional routes, JetBlue being one of them. Just so much to look forward to. Damn it, I thought I'd noticed the hold was still open, or one of them. So I'm wondering if we're going to get a direct overfly from the Qatar Dreamliner that is inbound to Edinburgh. I think we probably are the way it's tracking, so we might get a moment of that. Oh, the hold is shut up. Brilliant. That is a positive sign. That could be quite good, Michelle, once you've got through the disruption of all the digging and noise and whatever, get some decent fibre in. They seem to be doing a lot of that in our part of the world as well. Just think there's a bit more work to do with the mobile towers. No, Ali, I couldn't take a telescope for that. Surely not. These little planes are just mere sprats. Especially with the amount of haze. Though to be fair, I have been super undelighted to count that other one as 2. Just to even that one out, because that really shouldn't have happened. Right, so let's see if that Qatar Dreamliner is still shaping our way. Yeah, it is. So it should run behind me. So let's just get a quick practice swipe in. British Airways, I think, are somewhere in the parish, because the amount of glare on my viewfinder is formidable. So let's just see how this goes. Yeah, we can work with that. Yeah, alibi. We can settle on 2. It's been a tough day at the office, it really has. It's like, I don't think it comes through enough on camera. You see the haziness, but when I look over the far horizon, it's almost, it's like a gentle fog. I mean, the coast is not many miles that way, but if it was, say, my former parish of Leicestershire, I'd be thinking that was kind of like traffic pollution. I suppose the A1 is that way, so you're going to get a lot more road stuff. Everybody's off to Amsterdam, making a long weekend of it. If you're watching what I think is the TUI Lanzarote flight, how's it on board? Hot, I'm thinking. Ryanair pushing. Where did we say that was? Tenerife? Did we say Tenerife? It is Tenerife. Must be quite exciting, sat in your seat, looking forward to a bit of Barbados. I think I can see the Qatar Dreamliner. It's tracking a bit more to the west than I was hoping for. Oh, there it is. No contrails. It's very hard to get. Nah, that's a bust. No contrails whatsoever. Sorry? Ooh. See if I can get these. I'm chasing a couple of fast jets, but can I see them in the viewfinder? Got him. What happened? Sorry folks, that was a voyage of blueness. Trouble is, all I can see is my handsome features in the viewfinder looking back at me. With stronger contrails, I might have another chance now it's pivoted to my right. That's what I was chasing. What are they, folks? A couple of tornadoes? Easier in that position because I can't see my own reflection looking back at me. Anyway, that was an odyssey. Typhoon, thank you very much, Chipaz, and anyone else that pitched in with that wild adventure. Eyes are absolutely streaming. Doing 605 miles an hour, says Chipaz. Until they got to my right, I mean, I could have had a shave. The reflection was so good on the viewfinder. Not great when you're scanning the sky. So, looks like our next inbound, and possibly the last inbound of the show, is the return of the Jet2 Holidays A321 Neo training flight. Inbound from Prestwick, having departed 19 minutes ago. It is several minutes out, so almost certainly our last one. So doors are still open on the Dreamliner. So where are we now? 11:51. So my sequence of watching late TUI Dreamliner departures continues unbroken. I reckon they'll be doing well to get away for 12 o'clock. We will finish with that, so if it goes a little bit past 12, that's it. But that is the final plane of the show, the Dreamliner. Chance for a cheeky swig. Dry as a box of sand. Right, it should be a straightforward case of rock and roll. Those two typhoons have continued the same track. I can still see them. Well, they're vapours. Eat my dust. There she is, the final departure of the show. May well yet prove to be the final plane of the show as well. I think Jet2 will get in ahead of this one going though. "12:13, says Ian Finley. It's hilarious, isn't it? Blinking at Mohawk, Scotland. That is a steep bang, isn't it? Thing is, forget the headlines. We've talked about this on previous shows. The underlying trend with ticket prices is upwards, isn't it? By hook or crook. Hook or crook. So it don't surprise me. I suppose while they're still able to keep flying increased passenger numbers, they'll say, well, that's the market. Right, I can see the inbound Jet2, the inbound 321 from Prestwick. So, two Chewies in the show, late and later. What's not to say? Rab H, good afternoon. Is it good afternoon? No, it's still just good morning. We all have those days, mate. I picked up a telescope today, a stinker of a telescope. So, not the same thing, but I know what you mean. Anyway, I hope the weather did what it was supposed to do. Well, let's have a quick scan around the remaining planes. I think we'll zoom in for certainty that EasyJet to Amsterdam is boarded. Oh no, it's scurrying upstairs there. That is staff. Steps are coming off. That was due to go at 12. EasyJet on the money. Also on the money, Jet2. Doing the short hop and back to Prestwick. Steps are off that EasyJet. Looks like, I don't know, I thought for a minute the doors were closed on the Dreamliner, but I don't think they are. Rab, you've had to settle for 100. That's still pretty good, mate. I know at the end of the year, when you are potentially back in the game for a new personal best, it's days like today that it will come straight back into your memory. But good news is there's loads of year to go at. Pretty sure that the EasyJet has started up. It's knocking a bit of heat out. Ooh. TUI moving. Yeah, I think 1500 year to date, Rab. Looks good. Looks good, mate. Good morning. Oh, good afternoon, Nathan. Nathan Brown. Oops, sorry, I'm over panning. Trying to read the text and pan. Just getting a bit dehydrated. See you later, Rab. Steps are off the Dreamliner, so we should get at least 3 departures to finish with. It looks like my money is on an EasyJet sandwich, chewy being either side. A chewy sandwich. I think another fleece is going to have to come off. does that tell us? A runway change coming, perhaps? Not yet a while, because runway 25 is still active. I don't think the SOC has moved enough yet to trigger anything else. No, let's not cue the stripper music, Michelle. I just had a discreet look to see what's underneath the next fleece, actually. Just check it as I remembered it. I think they think that's coming out this end. Personally, it was due out, I thought, at 12:30. Here's our Dreamliner. Let's have a quick look and see what Meta is saying. Still with runway 25. I think. Right, so we belatedly get to see the 737 MAX 8 disappear to Lanzarote. Should have gone at 10:25. TUI is pushing. I think I saw it in the chat, and it's very true. Still needs a paint job. There you go, our finale plane. Checking out a bit of that chewy emoji action in the chat. Now W, HGC and Yorkshire Biker. Good afternoon to you, Yorkshire Biker. Hope all is good. Tell you what though, when you look at the state of this, it is what we've said, isn't it? We've said it before, loads of times. I know that doesn't impact at all on the aircraft's aerodynamic ability to fly. Well, might be a bit more wind resistance from worn out paint, I don't know. Good afternoon to Hard Tulip. How are you doing, Hard Tulip? I'm with you. It's nice to be out of the winter, it really is. Although I've kind of screwed up with today. I'm pretty much all in dark colours. I'm feeling it right now. Gonna have to get myself summer ready. No, Ian, I've not seen that yet. I'll enjoy catching up with that. I've seen it on my homepage, but not checked the clip out. I was on the way out the door, basically. So let's have a look in the chat. Good afternoon, Ferry Hill Train Spotter and Josh. Hi to Eddie Reid as well. Yeah, you'd think they'd pop in really for a quick raz and daz. Definitely looks tired, very tired. Craig Forster says, where am I stood? Best way of describing it is sort of to the, just slightly to the southwest of runway 07. That's the second one that's come screaming past this morning. EasyJet just about to line up, so we'll have that. Actually, sorry about that. It's taking too long. I want more Dreamliner. I'm sure you do too. Ah, so this aircraft is also named, is it? Neil. Do we know why? Neil, eh? It's usually in honour of somebody, isn't it? For, well, often somebody that's no longer with us. At least the Rozzers aren't looking for me, Yorkshire biker. I think we've got some EasyJet motion. Nope, that was the heat haze. Let's stay with the Dreamliner. Definitely moving now. Sorry about this tennis. Can't believe it. I've fallen for the heat haze twice. I'll stay there for the minute. Dreamliner's pretty much at the bushy bit anyway. Exactly that one, Ferry Hill Train Spotter. Exactly that, mate. Here we go. We're off. Right, so I think this will be final plane of the show. Quite a nice finale to go with. Just checking where that helicopter is. If it was only 5 minutes out, I'd consider stretching for it, but to be honest, if it's nothing other than imminent, I'm better off filming it, and that will be members exclusive footage. I think it's over Bishop Auckland at the minute, so what's that say? 22 minutes. Now I won't keep the stream ticking away for that. So members, I'll definitely film the chopper and I'll upload that this evening. I'll try and hang on for the 767 that's on its way through, but that one's a bit trickier. If I can, I will. I love watching these line up. They're so graceful. Not being rushed, is it? I think, Michelle, Newcastle being Newcastle is never going to be Manchester or Heathrow, but the winter timetable definitely has, it peppers certainly the morning and the afternoon. That's really why we set ourselves to run a shorter show today. And even then, you're entirely vulnerable to the things running on time dimension. Suddenly you can get gaps you didn't think you were going to get. Something runs late at Heathrow, you don't notice, do you? Because there's 3 other planes chasing the same slot. Here we go. And that's the show that was, folks. So thank you so much for the support you've given me today. As members will know, I put the post out saying, please don't, we're not here for long enough, and all that goes with that. But the support we got was just, well, much loved. Big shout out to our moderators team. So Alibi58 and LW, thank you to both of you for anchoring this show front to back. Lovely to see you, Les Donaldson and Alexandra Woods. I saw her message earlier on in the show. In terms of the thank yous, I'm going to have to keep looking down here because I didn't even bring my little pocketbook today because I wasn't expecting anything at all. So I've kind of written everything down on my table, classy me. So from the top, Scottish Linda celebrated 11 months with the channel. Awesome support, Scottish Linda, and also gifted us 5 memberships. Thank you so much. Rendered speechless. Leslie Kerrison, another great friend of the channel, gifted us 10 memberships. Thank you so much, Leslie. Awesome stuff. Nell W-8 and Alibi58, 2 of our superstar mods, both crossed the finishing line on 23 months at the same time. So both celebrated their milestone with us, and that was another great moment of the day. Jamie Miller, also in that 23-month club as well. So a trio of 23-month loyalty milestones means the world. You're great friends to me. And Ian Nicholson, another great friend, gifting 3 memberships to the channel. I had to check my own writing. It's not good in a pocketbook. It's even worse on a sort of plastic tabletop. Awesome support, buddy. Thank you so much. And Mohawk Scotland very kindly super chatting us. If only the circumstances had been different. The occasion being my shameful telescoping of the CityJet Mitsubishi CRJ 1000, one of the planes I was really looking forward to streaming, and I only got to see the back end of the rollout. I was trying to deal with a technical issue, but that's not really the issue. Anyway, that's it. That's the show in a nutshell. I'm just going to go into the chat. So the government helicopter that's on its way in, I'm just going to film that as a separate clip, I think. I don't think it would have made up a lot more time since it was at Bishop Auckland. It is 20 minutes away. Let's not do that. Members, you're going to get to see it, and it'll be a members exclusive one, that one. I may stick on for the 767 as discussed. We'll do that as members first and then put that out to general release. Next show, Sunday, Edinburgh, 8 o'clock or thereabouts. We'll put the thumbnail out later today probably. That is expected to be the Mound, so look forward to bringing you all that close-up action. Linda Cooper is hoping to join us as well, so if you like Linda's impact on the show, which I know you all do, don't miss her on Sunday. She's back in the team. Well, she wasn't out the team, but you know what I mean. And I reckon that's pretty much it. So if I just have a quick look at the chat, check I've not missed anybody. Love you all to bits. Been super support. See you Sunday. Bye now.